bred.
For contrasting reasons, Pete Rose's accomplishment coincides with another of Chuck Muncy. Mark Rosen is here with both developments.
Well, Dave, what has become an obsession is now reality. Pete Rose has finally surpassed Ty Cobb. Trivia buffs and baseball lovers take note. The inning is the first at Riverfront Stadium. The pitcher, San Diego's Eric Schau. The count, 2-1. The hit was oh so typically Rose, slapping a single to the opposite field. As if any more dramatics were needed, Rose's historic hit came 57 years to the day that Ty Cobb finished his great career. Rose's teammates streamed out of the dugout to congratulate him. In a most touching moment, Rose wept while hugging his 15-year-old son, Pete Jr. Ironically, there was such a traffic jam outside Riverfront Stadium, thousands of fans missed Rose's first inning heroics. But you can bet as time goes on, there will be millions who would say, I was there. Rose added a triple, giving him 4,193 career hits. Incidentally, the Reds won the game 2-0 with a player named Rose scoring both of Cincinnati's runs. The other story we bring you early tonight is Chuck Muncy's announcement that he is retiring from football. Muncy came to the Vikings this year hoping to regain his form as a running back and to put a stop to his drug habit. His running was fine, but last week he was suspended from the first game for missing 2 drug counseling sessions. In a release from the Vikings today, Muncy said he had to concentrate on his life off the field before he could deal with playing football. He said he could not blame football for what had happened, that football had been good to him. What about reaction to Muncy's retirement? I looked for some both at camp and outside of it. Bud Grant told me he was surprised about Muncy's decision. I asked him if he tried to talk Muncy out of it.
Well, we talked to him about that, but he thought it over pretty well. He sought advice from other people. It wasn't just a whim or something he just decided overnight or something like that. He talked to some other people and had some other plans already lined up, so, you know, we couldn't argue with that. And your heart's got to be in this. You can't be, you know, you got to want it more than anything else in the world. You can't be, well, maybe, or I'll see. I mean, you can't play football with that state of mind.
Keep in mind that drugs were not given as the clear-cut reason for the retirement. Still, it's fair to say drugs were snagging Muncy's career even up until last week. With that in mind, I talked with Carl Eller about the matter. He was an athlete who admittedly used drugs. Now someone who works to help athletes get over drug problems if they can.
It's a very traumatic experience emotionally and psychologically. What he's doing, he's leaving an arena that he's been so familiar with for so many years. And the biggest part of that arena is the support. You know, your teammates, the organization.
Carl, is the drug situation in the NFL getting better?
Well, one of the problems is that we need more programs that are designed for the athlete. This is a typical problem that once an athlete goes to a rehabilitation center, there are other problems that he needs to address that have gone unattended to long before he's gone into a chemical dependency treatment center.
More on whom the Vikings picked up to replace Chuck Muncy on their roster later in this newscast.
Very good. Thank you, Mark.